Today's vlog, if you haven't guessed by the ridiculousness of this audio sync, is about ADR. Hello, my name is Robert Higgins. I'm a filmmaker. If you're just finding these videos, I'm chronicling my journey to raise $50,000 for my third feature film, The Other Side of 25, while breaking down and dissecting my first two. This week, we're going to focus on a clip that I posted a few weeks ago from She's in the Details.
Hey. Hi. I didn't think you'd make it. I mean, Jesus, the ball dropped and everything.
I took a wrong turn in the woods somewhere and got lost. Completely threw me off, but this place looks amazing.
Now, the clip that you just saw features a buttload of ADR, or additional dialogue replacement. Basically, when the sound that you recorded on set was crap, you bring your actors back to have them re-record their dialogue so that it matches up with their acting that they did before. Observe.
I just came rushing to get you while I'm ignoring Aaron's calls. I mean, that's just not fair. No, but what you are asking me to do is hold a sign that says, "Yes, I am your BFF, aren't you?"
Good. Now, I'm not going to do a long, boring video on how to do ADR with a limited budget, but I have included a fantastic playlist of YouTube videos on the subject in the description below. Instead, I hope you learn from my mistakes, and hopefully I'll be able to pass on an indie tip or two. Starting with indie tip number 8, ADR is the devil's torture chamber, and not in the fun way. You really want to avoid it at all costs. In my haste and inexperience in shooting She's in the Details, I made a lot of mistakes, especially where the sound was concerned. I kind of explained that in vlog number 4. I took the easy way out and kept saying, that's okay, if it sucks, we'll just fix it in post. This was a bad idea for 2 reasons, the first of which is indie tip number 2. Never, ever, 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 ever say fix it in post. Because you can't fix it in post. All you can do is re-record dialogue in a process that's known as ADR. The second reason is a more practical one, the actor factor. Doing ADR means bringing your actor back weeks, but probably months after they've moved on from your project. And then you bring them back to torture them with the tedious job of having to match acting that they've already done. And probably not just once, but several times. And now you're also putting yourself and the film at the mercy of your actor's schedule. Any festival deadlines that you want to meet or completion deadlines that you have for investors are now freaking in jeopardy because you've got an actor with a crappy schedule. Not to mention the added expenses of either building your own home studio, I did that, or paying for time in a professional one. It may not seem like a big deal, but after we found out that we were going to have to replace about 70% of this movie's dialogue, we also learned that one of our principal actresses was also going to be moving to Korea. We had to rush and scramble while we were learning the basics of ADR, and then once we had it, that was all we had. There was no going back. And since you've now replaced all the dialogue with shiny new recordings, you also have to replace all of the sound that was in the room before. Footsteps, doors opening and closing, cell phone rings. Have you ever tried finding a sound for 2 people kissing? It's gross. So Rob, if I shouldn't do ADR, what should I do if I'm in a location where I can't get good sound? Sometimes dialogue and sound is a little tricky. You could be in a location that you don't control, with extras. Or maybe just people who don't know that you're shooting. Or you're shooting a fight sequence where there's a lot of action. I get it. It can be a thing. So indie tip number 9 is use the Robert Rodriguez method. For those of you who don't know, Robert Rodriguez is the genius director behind the Spy Kids series, From Dusk Till Dawn, and Sin City.
Okay, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
He's also one of the patron saints of indie filmmaking. In his book, Rebel Without a Crew, he describes a poor man's ADR process where he re-records all the dialogue in his car after shooting the scene with his actors. I've done this myself, and it works. Often what I've recorded will match up pretty well because the actors were still in the vibe of the scene. Put the actors in a closed room or a car and just have them act for the sound. You'd be surprised how many times this will save you in post.
But Rob, what about wireless or lavalier mics? Can't I just use those?
Sure, but if that's not in the budget, use a cell phone. Like it or not, cell phones are a part of our culture, and it wouldn't seem out of place to just have it lying there on a table or have it inside of an actor's pocket. Most smartphones or cell phones have a voice memo or voice recording mode. Set it up, you're good to go. On the iPhone, you can even send these recordings straight to Dropbox. I'm not saying don't do ADR. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but what I am saying is to think. Try to get what you need on set, because if you don't, then it's going to cost you time or money or both to get what you didn't get before. Next week, I will be doing a very important video on what's coming next for The Other Side of 25. I will also be releasing another section of She's in the Details later this week. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.